First of all, very impressed with North Alabama. I thought they played really, really hard. They're a senior-dominated team that went into Iowa City and played them down to the wire, just like they did us today. So you got to give them a lot of credit. I thought our kids competed. The game was Big 12 physical, so I think we're ready for that. And I thought that for the most part, we did the things that we really needed to do. We had a start of the fourth quarter that was not very good, partly our fault, but I think you got to give them a lot of credit. But proud of the way we finished the game, proud of the way we did the things we had to do. So it's a good win for us, good way to end the non-conference, good way to end 2019, and now it's time to play Big 12 basketball.
Ashley, did that feel like a game that was pretty physical and comparable to Big 12 play, at least from what you saw last year?
Yeah, it was pretty physical. All games are pretty physical, so this game was a good step to prepare us for Big 12, so I think that will help us down the road.
Kristen, it seemed like there was a couple times you guys were going to pull away and make it lopsided. You weren't quite able to do that. What made them difficult to kind of close out in the fourth quarter?
I think just sticking to our scouting report, we got to be more disciplined on defense that way. I thought we did a very good job of sticking together and knowing that the only way that we come out with a win is if we stick together. So.
Kristen, you started off the game with a couple misses. You got blocked really early on and ended up finishing with 19 points. How big is that for you kind of in a season that's been off to a really weird start?
Right, like you just said, haven't had the start of the season that I hoped for, but you can't live in the past, and so this is a good step moving forward, and I just got to keep building on this game.
Ashley, how would you evaluate, I guess, maybe the last 2.5, 3 minutes of the way you guys were able to kind of grind out that win when they were not going away?
Yeah, we just stuck together and kept playing hard and found a way to finish it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bill, the last 2.5 minutes, I think Inez had two in by the basket, Ashley had one, and then it was free throws. Offensively, how were they able to kind of grind those out in a tough way?
Yeah, it was a tough way. I thought, obviously they were doing a good job of double teaming Ash and making the entry a little bit hard. But when we moved Ash away from the basket, I think it had opened up for Nez. It had two good plays. So much of post offense is not just the post player, but the entry pass. And our entry passes have not been very good lately, so we got to clean that up. But I thought for the most part, once they got it close, I thought we kept our poise, made the right plays, got to the free throw line. But when the opportunities were there to score, I thought we made a couple big plays that got a couple plays on inbounds plays. So that's the way this team's got to win. There's nothing going to be aesthetic about this team, and I think they understand that. But finding a way, I guess, is a good thing.
I'm sure you would have rather gotten some defensive stops where you didn't need point after point.
Right,
but what
right.
does it say about this team to be able to go down and get those baskets under pretty significant pressure, I would think?
No, I thought it was good. We've struggled in the fourth quarter, and I think, Travis, a lot of it is we're kind of caught. I think we're playing a lot of kids a lot. I mean, we're playing a very few amount of kids a lot of minutes, and I don't want to take any away from North Alabama, but you could tell that we're running out of gas a little bit, and I think we lose our focus defensively. That's where you lose it, and that. They kept coming at us. We made a couple mistakes. They scored, but at least the last 4 minutes, I thought we played the way we needed to play at both ends of the floor to have a chance to win. And we did in the first 6 minutes of the fourth quarter by any means, but luckily we found a way to get it done. That's right now. You look at the stat sheet, and there are a lot of kids logging a lot of minutes, and we're gonna have to figure something out. I don't know yet, but we got to figure something.
Unless Maddie comes back, I mean, is it just they're gonna have to get used to playing those?
Yeah,
minutes?
no, they are, and I mean it's not what we want to do, but kids earn minutes. I'm a firm believer coaches don't decide who plays, the kids do, and right now they're gonna have to log a lot of minutes. We got to get Inez more minutes, and got to keep her out of foul trouble. We got to find another guard We'd practiced with Maddie Fred a little bit, and then we found out she's got a stress fracture, so that takes her out of it. Just if you're trying to steal 2, 3, 4 minutes somewhere. We've been 25 minutes short all year without Maddie Wise, and Kristen kind of went through, you guys know I love baseball, and Kristen's playing right now without spring training. It's like we just threw her out there, and so she's trying to catch up, but I think it is a huge concern. There's no question about it, and we've got to figure out something, knowing what's coming.
How long will Frederick be out?
2 weeks for sure. They're going to reevaluate her, but we found out literally this morning that her foot was sore. They x-rayed it, and they want to make sure it doesn't get worse. So we're guessing 2 weeks, but that'll be the smart people make that call.
And I know Wise was looking at playing at the start of Big 12 play on Friday. Is that still a plan?
She goes back to the doctor tomorrow or the 1st, and then she'll be reevaluated again, and then there'll be a decision made. But she won't play Friday.
Obviously, it would be huge to get her back. What did you think of Camber playing the entire game and how she did managing those minutes? When
No,
she was down so far?
AD's a senior, and she understands the opportunity in front of her. She made a couple shots early. Obviously, for me, the two that the three that I'm really concerned about are Ray's trying to play a lot of minutes, Maggie's playing a lot of minutes as a freshman, and Ashley Jones, and because everyone knows if you watch us play, the way to guard her is just beat the living hell out of her, and I don't think the Big 12 game plan is going to be any different than it was tonight. So we got to figure something out and, with that. But it's not a good thing. It's not. And some of the things that you anticipated happening at the beginning of the year have not come to fruition. I got to coach that better, got to prepare that better. But there's no question that when the new year turns, we've got to come up with something, and whether it's style of play or how we practice, but that's the number one thing right now.
Then you switched Inez and Kristen a lot early on. They got on the floor at the same time in the second, but mostly they were changing for each other. Is that the kind of plan for Maddie Wise?
Yeah, I mean, we initially it was, because Kristen's still trying to work herself back, obviously, but it was kind of one goes in, one comes out, one goes in, one goes out. But we have practiced with both of them in the game at the same time. Obviously, if you're trying to eat up minutes, you can put Inez in with Kristen and then rest Maggie, rest Ray, rest AD. We didn't rest Ash, but, right now we're looking at 6 people for 200 minutes. And, you guys can do the 32 and a half minutes per person kind of math, and that math doesn't add up very well. And, it'd be great to have Maddie Wise back, but right now she's not, and we can't worry about it. We got to control what we can and be smart moving forward, because I think for the first time ever, unfortunately for us, I think we have 3 times during the Big 12 schedule, we have 3 games in a week. So that's the other part that you just gotta manage it. It is what it is. Everyone, it's not, there's reason things happen in life, and there's excuses, and we are where we are, and we got to make the best of it, and we will.
Adriana was guarding her most of the time, but the kids did a good job on number 1 during the second half.
Yeah, in the second half. Yeah, the first half.
Yeah, first half was not.
We
was a
didn't
little different,
pay
but,
attention to the scouting report, but the kid can really shoot it. She shoots it deep, and as we all know, I mean, the one thing about shooters is when they see that thing go in the basket, they want the ball, and her sister's throwing her the ball. So, she can really shoot it. And we watched a lot of their games, and their game against Iowa was just like this game. Hard fought. They had some shots down the stretch, so it wasn't a surprise at all, the talent level. And again, you're talking about a senior-dominated team that's well-coached, very competitive, and skilled. And when you have skilled guards, I don't care what level, who you're playing, you got a chance to go win a game. And I thought both of those kids were really, really good, really good.
What Travis kind of asked this question: what do you feel is missing when you got a chance to really put somebody away? You almost had a chance against Northern Iowa, the
Right.
same kind of deal, and
Right.
just couldn't quite hit the shot or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, basketball is a game that when you make that shot, like even there was someone behind the bench and Maggie had a wide open 3 and someone screamed knockout. Like if that ball goes in, but You know, I've seen the Twitter today, the shots that Mariel hit against Kansas State. You know, sometimes it's just somebody's got to make a great play. And for us, Chuck, it's, yeah, you want someone to make a big shot. But for us, we've got to be much better defensively down the stretch, and we've got to quit turning the ball over. I mean, we are just not good enough to overcome that over lengths of time, and that hurt us against Iowa, it hurt us against Northern Iowa. And there's no question there's some fatigue involved, you know, when you're logging that many minutes. But I'm not a big load management guy. They're young. They're fine. Would you rather be sitting on the bench or playing? So let's go, play. I mean, I remember, I'm so old, you guys are too young, but I remember Coach Floyd's team won the Big 8 tournament, and J.C. Holloway and Dedrick Willoughby, am I right, played 3 games and never came off the court in 3 games, and they probably could have still kept playing. So, come on, man, you're a kid. So, that's what I'm going to try and convince them of, I guess. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate